The last couple of weeks I've been working on the right hand side rear quarter. It's pretty much done. I didn't film a lot of the, it's just sanding and filling. You've seen it before. And to be honest, my GoPro's playing up and I'm using my iPad at the moment. So I just thought I'd get it done. If you're interested, basically all I do is epoxy prime, bare metal, epoxy prime, skim the whole panel in filler, block it back with 80 grit, go over it, touch it up with a bit more filler if I need it, give it a couple of coats of high fill, the black high fill, then I do it in 120, block it back, most of it comes off, see if I've got any low spots and I've got to touch up any areas with filler, and any other imperfections I can see. Then another couple of coats of high fill, block it back with 180, check everything again, touch up any bits I need, and then another 2 coats of high fill to finish it off. But yeah, I'm calling that done. It's come up pretty good. Pretty happy with it. It had a few little dents here and there, but nothing major compared to the other side. It's all lined up. If you thought hanging these doors and adjust them normally was a hassle, you should try and do it where it's upside down. I put it upside down because I just prefer working on this side of the car rather than the other side. Everything's on this side, and I'll just give you a quick walk around. Yeah, so the lines have come up pretty good. Bodies, panels come up all right. So I'm pretty happy with the way it's come up. So I also did the back tail light panel. That just needs one more scuff back and another coat, but that's in pretty good shape. So yeah, looks good. Happy with it. And now I'm calling the bodywork done. And that went pretty smooth. However, my week did not go totally smooth. This went great. Check this out. So I got my boys 2005, 2004 little Corolla, little runaround, good little car and everything. It's needs a rego check, and that little globe right down the bottom there, little parking globe, it's blown. So in order to get a rego check, I need to get it out. Now, I don't know what these engineers are thinking, but I don't know if you can see that. Down there is where the globe is. And I am buggered if I can get my hand in there. I mean, what are these engineers thinking? It is impossible to get in there with my hands. I had the missus. She couldn't get her hands in there. So I thought, I'll take the headlight out. How hard can it be? Get the headlight out, you got to take the bumper bar off. So to hell with it. If he knocks me back, he knocks me back. I mean, freaking engineers. I hate working on new cars. Mrs. is XR6 turbo, plodding along, 240,000 k's. Still going alright. And problem, my F6 looking a bit neglected these days with all the work's going on the Coupe. So got some lower control lines. I'll have to stick in that, and I'll have to give her a good clean. Anyway, back to it. Huge milestone reached this week. Bodywork is now finished. Like I said, getting that door on, obviously I'll put it on the other side, but then when you rotate the car, because the hinges, I've got to get new bushes for the hinges, so there's a bit of play in them, getting it adjusted upside down. I had the missus out here giving me a hand. She took the weight of the door while I adjusted it about 20 times trying to get the gaps, and she's just looking at me like, it's good enough, it's good enough. I said, no, 9 mil's not good enough. I want 6 mil. So yeah, bit of a carry on the coupe, but yeah, I'm really happy that is done now, the body work. I didn't mind doing the body work. I was, for years while I was working on this, I don't know if it was just working on cars before, with the products they had back then years ago, acrylic and the old bogs and all that. I wasn't looking forward to the body work, but with this new gear, the epoxies and the 2-packs and the U-butte fillers they got these days, I was actually enjoying the body work. So yeah, I'm really relieved that is done now. Basically, all I've got to do now is scuff every last square inch inside and out back, because I've got a lot of dust and I've got a lot of overspray, and so I scuff it all back ready for paint, and that'll probably take me a couple of weeks. I'll just do it in stages, and then I've got to get this garage clean, so try and get all the dust out of it as much as I can, give it a good clean, vacuum, whatnot. So that'll probably take me a few weeks. But then we'll talk about paint, and it might be controversial. So, mock-up. Probably wondering about the wheels. Yeah, they're different. It's going to be different, this car. The paint job, I've been running it through my head for literally years, even before I started on the car 6 years ago. So initially it was all going to be black on black, a la Mad Max. It was a huge influence on me, and it was just going to be, everything was going to be black, satin black, gloss black, crinkle black, matte black. But I was never really happy with the look of XAs painted black. I looked at heaps of pictures online, and they always look better with the brighter colours. The XBs and XCs look really good black, but I just couldn't bring myself to be happy with the black. I've seen a couple of XA coupes done with the black and silver GT blackouts, but painted silver, and that didn't look too bad, but I still wasn't convinced. And there's an RPO 83 coupe painted black on black, which looks really good, but I didn't want to head down that road. I didn't want to head down the replica GT road. So I've looked at lots of colours, even the standard colour, which was copper metallic. But again, I didn't want to head down the standard road. There was too much I wanted to do with this car. So looking at different colour schemes. And the other thing is, I'm painting this in a garage. So that was always going to be an issue. I wouldn't have been happy unless the paintwork was perfect. And if you do get it perfect, then you've got all the worries that go along with a perfect paint job. You know, even just driving on the road, occasionally stain chips, parked in the garage, getting damaged, you know, fretting about it all the time. So I looked at other paint jobs like matte black, but that's been done. And then I looked at even military type jobs, olive drab and airplane themes, because I'm a bit of a aircraft enthusiast. But again, that's been done, and it didn't really suit the vintage of this car, so I sort of shied away from that. And then I had a dream. This is a couple of years ago now, and when my mother and father used to take my two brothers and I away for holidays, we'd go exploring. Quite often we camped and we'd go exploring the area. And I had a dream. I was walking through this forest with my two brothers, and we came to this great big wall, fence, overgrown. And we started walking along it, and it went for ages. And there was a spot where we could climb over. So we climbed over, and it was a big junkyard full of cars, but it wasn't just cars, it was all old race cars, and there was all these old race car panels lying in the grass, hanging in trees. It was really a vivid dream, and it stuck with me for quite a while. I didn't know what it meant, and I played with the idea of doing a Moffat replica or a John Goss replica, but again, they've been done. And again, it's too limiting for me, for what else I want to do with this car. So then, just flicking through the internet and everything, I saw this car, and it just crystallized. So I thought, I like patinted cars, always have. I find them really interesting. I'm pretty much all or nothing. If it's not going to be a perfect paint job, then it's going to be completely the opposite. So this is where it gets controversial. Basically, each guard, each door, each quarter panel, the roof, each section of the car, I'm going to be painting a different theme, one of John Goss's or Alan Moffat's cars. And they're going to be patinted like I saw in that dream. Old metal flake, paint flaking, paint faded. But I'm going to have a bit of fun with it. It's not going to be exactly 100% accurate. I didn't want to do it an accurate replica. I wanted to do my own thing. So the right-hand side guard will be off Alan Moffat's XA Coupe that won Bathurst. And the door following along will be off his XB Brute 33, but when it was white and green. But it was still an XA door, and it was still actually an XA Coupe back then, just with updated XB stuff. Then of course the Brute 33 dark blue car that ran at Bathurst, that was a huge inspiration for me when I was a kid. I'm going to do the rear right-hand quarter and roof in that colour combo. On the bonnet, I'm going to do John Goss's supercar with the hood scoop. Because I'm running quad Webers, it'll have the trumpets up in this hood scoop like Goss's fuel-injected XA Coupe. This one will be John Goss's first Bathurst attempt, the yellow car. The left-hand door will be John Goss's 74 attempt, where he won in the rain. I was there that day as a 10-year-old. And then the rear left-hand quarter is going to be Alan Moffat's 75 car, the red quarter. And that's why it's got the gold wheel. The other side he ran the same wheels, style of wheels, but that'll be silver. These, John Goss borrowed these off Alan Moffat in '74, and he ran globes, and the XA also ran the globe style wheel. So I've gone a lot of trouble with the bodywork, because even though I'm going to do a patina type paint job and it's going to look rough, I wanted the ability that if I wanted to in the future, I could put a nice paint job on it if I decided to change my mind. So I'll be painting it white, and you know what? The XAs don't look bad white. I quite like them. And I don't like white cars. So just to seal it off, everything off, I'm going to put 2-pack white down, and then scuff it back. And for all the colour combos for each different guard, I'm just going to be using cheap rattle cans from Super Cheap or wherever, and it's going to be on very light, and the white will actually be showing through most of the time, because I want that real washed out, weathered patina look. So then if I want it in the future, I want to do a really nice trick paint job, I can. All I gotta do is just scuff it back. It's just an acrylic shit, and like I said, there won't be much on there. So, and then I won't care what happens to it. I can drive it. I can drive it as much as I like, and any chips or damage will only add to it. Now the wheels, remember, this is not going to be exact replica, or even the doors. The paint job will be pretty close, but some of the signage I will muck around with, have a bit of fun with. Mainly because I'm not running Unger wheels or Bridgestone tyres or anything like that. These are B45 Simmons. And I just thought I'll just play with the idea of doing the silver like the globes. I was actually thinking about getting these machined flat to look like the globes. And if you have a close look at the wheels Alan Moffat ran at Bathurst in '73 and '74, the globes, actually '73 he ran at Bathurst, the globes aren't the ones where the spoke comes out, they actually point in like the B45. So looks like we've got helicopter action. So I thought, yeah, like I said, I like the 3-piece wheels. I like the Simmons look. It's part of the culture of these cars, and they're not exact, but nothing's going to be exact. So it's going to be fun. I've got a lot of influences, which through this build you'll see that will be put in this car. So both front wheels will be like that. So like I said, the door, John Goss. Now the back wheels, they aren't even a proper replica of the mini lights that Moffat ran in '74, '75. They are a retro wheel that was custom made. He only made quite a limited amount of sets, and although they're a mini light style, they are 10 spoke, not 8, like the mini lights. But they're a 3-piece wheels, and I'm making so many changes. It didn't really matter. It was just to sort of have that sort of look. I don't know if it's going to be that low in the car, and ignore the panel gaps and everything. This is just mocked up, very basic. So even that front guard is it's cable tied on. So I just wanted it to have that look about it, like an old warhorse. And like I said, I'm all or nothing. And this front guard is fiberglass. So I'll be running fiberglass bonnet, front guards, and boot lid and bumpers. Like I said, I want this car lightweight. So I don't know if those tyres are going to be exactly where it sits, but that's roughly where they'll go. This is these B45s are a 15 by 8 with a 245 tyre, and the rears are a 15 by 12 with a 345 15 tyre. So I know this paint job is going to be really conventional and people will think I'm nuts, but you know, one of the most difficult things in life is working out what you want and not what other people want. I mean, those lines actually don't match up too bad considering I've just slapped that guard on and the door on. I didn't even really take much time with that door. But yeah, I think like I said, I can always go back. The hard work's done, the body work's done. Underneath the car, the engine bay, the boot, inside the interior will be immaculate, or as best as I can get practically. It's not a show car, it's never intended to be a show car. But the basics are there. And the engine bay, inside in boot interior and underneath the car will be painted a combination of gloss and satin black. Again, heading back to the black theme I originally wanted to do. The interior, I might do the interior floor plan white, but all the rest will be black. I haven't really decided, but I really, like I said, this paint job, a lot of people will just cringe. A lot of people love it. That treadwear scrap toner, picture in the corner here, that just nailed it for me. I just thought that's the look I want, and not exactly that look, not exactly that scrappiness, but that old warhorse, worn out race car look. And I think I can do it. I'm pretty good. When I was a kid, and even recently, I used to make models, plastic models of aircraft, and I used to weather them. And I'm pretty good at it. So I think I can do a large scale. And I think I can get this right. So, like I said, controversial, but I wanted this, and there's a lot more to come, trust me. There's going to be, like I said, a lot of influences in this car, and this is my all or nothing car. I don't intend on selling it, so you might think, oh, he's devaluing it and blah, blah, blah. I don't really give a shit. I bought it for $5,000. I don't care, you know. I definitely wouldn't be buying one of these today at the prices they're going for. I will never sell this. I will be buried in this thing. So trying to keep the valuations, it doesn't even apply to me. I don't even, yeah, it's great that they've gone up in value, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier to spend money on it with the wife. She's quite aware of how much they're worth now. I mean, it's increased in like 20 times what I bought it, and I'll never ever spend that much on it. So it doesn't owe me much at all. the parts I got with the car. I got a shitload of parts with it, almost, which I started selling on eBay years later, almost paid for the price of the car. So I've got plenty of scope where I'm not going to over-capitalise. And like I said, you guys have seen the bodywork's been done pretty well. The basics there. The most important thing on these cars is the shell. The shell is where it's at. That's where the value is. Until they start replicating them and making them, they're going to be high value cars because they're so difficult to get back to shape. They weren't meant to last 50 years. So yeah, this is the paint job I want. I've thought about it over and over again for the last 2 years. Like I said, the dream sort of started me down the road, but I couldn't quite get a grip on it or try and crystallise it. And then I saw that scrap toner that was at SEMA, and it caused a huge ruckus at the SEMA show in the States at Las Vegas. And when I saw that, immediately it just went light bulb. I'll do that, but in Alan Moffat and John Goss colours. They were my hero cars. Now you might say, do a wrap. Wraps are very expensive, and I'm sort of leaving the exact look up to somebody else. Yeah, I can have some sort of input, but I've seen wrapped patina cars, and to be honest, from 10 metres away they look good, but once you start getting up close they look really plasticky. I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. I do like how they look, but I want something a bit more authentic. Yeah, it's not going to be authentic, but I want it to look like it has been sitting in a paddock for 30, 40 years. Call me nuts. Like I said, I can always go back. It's not going to be difficult to go back. And it would be a lot simpler to just do a nice gloss paint job right now, because it's all there. This paintwork is going to take me a lot of time. The masking involved, because all the signs and everything is going to be painted on, airbrushed on, whatnot. So I won't be there might be a couple of stickers, but I doubt it. I think I'll be airbrushing and masking every single piece of this car to get it exactly the way I want it. So yeah, tell me what you think. Leave some comments. You can't hurt me. Trust me. I've hurt myself way too much deliberating about this, what I'm going to do. So go for it. Anything else you want to see on the videos? If you like the videos, subscribe, give me a like, give me a hate, I don't care. I've got way more reaction than I ever thought I would. So, I mean, I really just started these to do for the guys on the forum and for my own personal record. I wish I'd started doing them from the start. But, yeah. I know it looks good like this, but it's all rough. It does look good. I just had the missus and daughter out here. They loved it. And look at it. So, try and bear with me. I'm hoping to have this thing in paint by the end of the year. I should have the base coat white down within a month. And all the rest of it painted. And then reassembly. And like I said, every part that goes onto this car will be somehow modified, somehow different. Maybe it'll be lightweight, maybe it'll be stronger, maybe it'll be better. No stereo, no air conditioning, none of that crap. No sound insulation. I want it to be a beast. I want it to feel like a race car.
I ain't driving this thing 1,000 Ks or anything. It's just going to be for a weekend blast, or you know, an hour blast up one of the great roads around here. So let me know what you think. Don't be scared. I'm not going to take offence. I know I'm going to upset a lot of people, but it's what I want. And that's the hardest thing about building a car, is getting exactly what you want and trying to put every influence, especially at my age, that you've had through since a child, into one package. And I think I can have some fun with this, and I can drive it and not be worried. Cheers guys, thanks for watching. I know it was a bit of a ramble, but I had to get this off my chest. The guys on the forum already knew about the paint job, mixed reactions, but it's out there now, and we're getting there. We're getting close. Bodywork's done, and it's a bit of a relief that's coming out as good as I hope. All right, cheers guys.